Bernadette Court, whose paintings are here. They are pastels, and not only does she do pastels, she does watercolor and acrylic and this and that and the other. Besides, she teaches drawing, and besides, she runs around to a lot of places where people like to have her pet rabbit. I see you brought a picture, so you can hold it up now. She takes her pet rabbit around to different places for people who really enjoy having something yummy to pet and talk to. So Bernadette, you can tell them what you'd like to tell them about your painting, and they will ask questions if they want.
Well, I'd like to thank Carolyn for giving me this opportunity, and I'd like to thank Claire for asking me to do this. And I would like to also thank my friend Joni, my partner in crime, who introduced me to all my wonderful friends at Open Studio, and because this is where I do a lot of my drawing. And Davida just asked me about how long it has taken me to do all these, and there's some others. We had an artist, Joni Rosier Smith, come in to give a demonstration in, was it like May of 2016? Yeah, that's a while back. Yeah. So that's how long it's taken me to do all these. So it's really easy for me to glom on to. I have done pastel in the past. It's changed a lot. And before I came over, I said, you know, I thought I'd bring in some stuff I did. And this is stuff I did in high school.
Wow. Oh, I think that's excellent. Wow.
And now I know why I don't like to do faces, because when I was looking at all the stuff from high school, that's all we did. I guess we modeled for each other, but we didn't have so much stuff. Either the art teacher didn't know about soft pastels and hard pastels and the alcohol, the 70% alcohol and doing underpaintings. We just had one type of pastel, but now there's lots of pastels and lots of hardnesses and softnesses, and you can go broke buying pastels. You could ask Joni because she's now hooked. So, anyways, these are all, I categorized them in my still lifes. These two we did in Open Studio. This one's called Bev's Onions. And she brought the onions and the basket in. She's not here. But we kind of all decided, well, we like that. These, Joan brought in the pears and the bowl, and I was like, oh, and I went and added the wiggly leaves in the jar, and whatever else I had to draw on, decided on, went by the wayside, and we all ended up drawing this. And this was a photograph of something I had taken. That was my Christmas card this year. And we turn around.
Really is lovely if you see it up close. It's dark up there.
It's very dark, but they're vintage Christmas ornaments.
Susan.
And also,
Friend.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she used to live in there.
And also, these are from my garden. They're cosmos. And these are some vintage orange daylilies. This is a photograph I found somewhere. This floating idea, floating paintings seems to be the latest trend. I kind of like the photographs floating, the pictures floating. That seems to be the latest trend in framing.
You don't have to map.
Yeah, which is nice. It's a little cheaper. These are all from Lincoln. This is a plein air from Cotton Estate. This one also is the American Beech Tree at Linden Tree Farm from plein air. They're either from walks that I've taken. This is from out my front window, the post and rails. I'm sure you came to visit. And we come over here, and I try to. This is one of my favorites. This is the First Baptist Church in Marlborough. It's very run down. It's right next to the library, and it just has lovely architectural features. The whole church, I'd love to do bits and pieces of it because it has beautiful windows and scroll work. This is the cooperage on 119 out in Townsend.
Where is it, sir?
In Townsend on 119.
Oh,
It's on the left if you're going up towards Ranch, New Hampshire. It's quite lovely. I did this, I was taking a pastel class with Robert Cranston. He's a wonderful instructor if you get a chance. Every fall he seems to come in to Concord Art. This is a partner with this one, but right now it's up at the Whistler House Museum with the Low Art Institute. It's in the spring where it's thawed.
I love that, Bernadette.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
but this one is the frozen version. My son Thomas took it, and it's the bridge crossing over from the central part of UMass Lowell over to the Francis School of Engineering. And I just love it.
Come in.
Right, and for people who are not familiar with Lowell, here is the nuclear plant, what do you call it? Nuclear reactors right here.
Oh, yeah.
And this one I just finished not too long ago. This is the Portland Lighthouse. And I took a wonderful class with another pastel artist. She's internationally known, and she actually gave me the photograph with Liz Sullivan Haywood with working on crashing waves. And this is a study of a wave hitting a rock. So there you have it. So I hope everyone enjoys them. I just want to tell you, I'm really grateful for this opportunity. It's my first one-person show.
Bernadette does some wonderful studies, illustrations of mice, like sort of Beatrix Potter type thing. But they're not Beatrix Potter, they're Bernadette's.
Yeah.
And do you have any with you now?
No, I didn't bring them.
Because they are very original and they're wonderful.
And she's done all the
Color
illustrations for my books, and they're very whimsical, and they're for kids.
Oh.
Can you show this lady your bunny? We have
Well, I want, Wendy is the person who helped rescue all the codmen.
I know.
And so, she's a regular celebrity, so she is, I got a phone call from her late one night saying, "Hi, I'm Wendy, and I own 135 rabbits, can you help me?" And I'll say, and my daughter and I went right over to her house, and by 9:30 that night, we had lots of help, didn't we?
Yeah.
We kept telling her, "Don't worry."
Yeah.
Has she seen this?
Oh yeah, she knows about it.
Yeah.
So we can do pet portraits of Callie Girl. She's very proud of Callie Girl.
Wow,
And she's turned into a very famous rabbit.
She has, yeah,
that's great.
yeah. She's a therapy rabbit, and so she goes to mostly around at the
Comments and out in Robin Brooks
in
and
the
Acton.
memory unit, and the some of the residents there, they look forward to her visit.
So they have no
And-
trouble remembering the rabbit.
Yeah, and then they have
They don't know my name.
conversations, and they might sing, and it really can bring a lot of life. Really brings them alive with Callie, and she sits there. She's very good. I've seen, Bernadette's explained, she's here and she's on the lap, and then she's, she doesn't struggle, and then she doesn't pee-pee or poo-poo while she's working. So she's an incredible bunny.
Yeah, and she was very, very sick when she had a UTI.
Yeah. Was it teeth as well? That
No,
was-
no, those were the two
The
brothers.
ear
but
mites,
the
all-
her ear mites had pus coming out of
Yeah, all
her
the,
ears.
yeah, all the rabbits
She has
had bad ear
pieces
mites.
of her ear are missing.
And now she's living the life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's living the life.
She sure is.
Yeah, yeah. Joni's met her several times. You know, yeah. She's yeah. She even has had people talking that haven't talked in years out in Acton. There's one gentleman. I always thought he talked,
It's
but
just
it's only when she comes. Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing the work that pets do. So
It's a wonderful picture too.
yeah.
Yeah.
The original picture was donated to House Rabbit Network as a fundraiser. So
I bid on it, but I didn't
I
have
agree.
it. But I did get a copy later.
Okay.
Mhm.
so any questions? Any comments?
I have a question about this one of the waves. This one, you said that was done from a photograph. Is that done also?
Yes.
From a photograph? Okay, but I wondered how you could do waves that are very short-lived, so
Mhm.
almost has to be a photograph.
Yeah. And any others?
You know, you get my questions all the time.
Yeah.
Did you start there?
Excuse me?
Did you start your commentary?
Yeah.
Well, I want my own personal commentary. Yeah.
Well, the paintings are beautiful.
Thank you, Susan.
Well, it seems to me like the story of, I'm sorry, I forgot your name already.
I'm Wendy.
I think the story of Wendy having all the rabbits, calling you at night, you helping her rescue, you ending up having this rabbit, I think that's a children's book in itself.
That's right.
Well, I'm started to I have a little journal and having people write in it lessons I've learned from Callie.
Oh, good. So
So
you'll have a book eventually.
eventually, yes.
And
Yes.
didn't you go to a school once and there
The
was
high
some
school.
extraordinary response there as well?
Oh, yes. I went into a psych class over at LS, and there were two girls in front of me, and this particular psych class has students that have different emotional needs. And one girl said to the other, "Wow, that rabbit had it worse than we ever did.
Rabbit,
Had it worse than we ever did."
could you explain to them where you got the rabbit and how he was in bad condition?
That sounds pretty
That's
good.
very important, that work that
Yes,
you're doing.
especially when you go into a class like that, where everyone's suffering from different types of emotional abuses, physical abuses. And the TA, the teaching assistant that was in the class, called out and said, "See, we can take a lesson from Callie. She had a very hard start in life, but now she's going out making a positive."
Now she's thriving, yeah.
Yes, that her life's a positive. So it was a real, and actually she's gonna come back, we're gonna go back for a group. And they're gonna write in my journal some of the lessons I learned from her. Because Callie was only about 3 months since I had her when we brought her in. Because we were trying to get references for bunnies and baskets for her to become certified. So it would be fun where they could see the changes in her because she's so much more relaxed at what she does.
As soon as you have 25 comments, I can imagine the book, because you need a picture and a comment. Lessons from Kelly.
Yeah, or
I mean, I'm
lessons I've
practically
learned from Callie,
You
yeah.
don't, yeah, but shorten, you
Yeah.
don't need a title, but, and because if you're showing the rabbit's picture on the cover,
Yeah.
you know, it'll be obvious. Yeah, I look forward to that. I think it's lovely.
Well, her husband will have to get a mention because he's also caught him in rescue.
Mm-hmm.
That's he's a big black, not quite black. He's got some
Gray,
gray,
browns, yeah.
But her husband
Houston.
is Houston. Yeah. So she's got excellent company.
Mhm.
Oh, Houston is gorgeous.
Yeah,
He's
isn't he
so
gorgeous?
handsome. He's just
He's so handsome.
Joni's
He's
got a
so
crush
handsome.
on him.
Just fall in love with those big furry guys. Yeah.
He was on the
And
land.
the other 300.
The other 135, yeah. Well, House Rabbit Network, the local shelter in Billerica, who's a non-profit rescue and educational rabbit organization. I had actually bought the rabbit business in order to get them off the farm. And I'd already negotiated buying the business, but I still didn't know what I was going to do. But I knew I had to help these rabbits. And so then eventually I got in touch with this shelter that said, yes, we can help you. So then once I got in touch with them, and they have a big network, then they were all my angels, and they just came, and then the word got out into the animal rescue world, which there's an incredible network and subculture of people who do this work.
With rabbits.
And animals in general, but rabbits in particular. And so then it ended up that shelters from Maine to New Jersey, a wide variety of shelters, took, 3 rabbits, 5 rabbits, 15 rabbits. And then House Rabbit Network took a bunch that needed some, medical attention. And then I still have about 9 at my home. That I'm looking for homes for 4 of them, and 5 of them I'll definitely keep. And then some local people adopted them, and then so some of them I know the stories of and where they've gone, but a bunch of them went to shelters and sailed off into the sunset, and I hope they did well. And then and they haven't taken up rabbit farming again on the farm, which I'm very pleased to say.
Now, Wendy, do we all know Wendy? Are we familiar with this young lady? She's a fairly newcomer to Lincoln, and she has a fascinating story that I will talk on if she doesn't mind.
I'm not sure which story that is, but go
Well,
ahead.
just a general who you are, from Australia at the beginning to Nepal,
Yeah, I've been to Nepal.
right, and back to America, working for the Buddhist Lahamashi.
Lama Yeshe.
Yeah,
Western Archive.
her husband, a Buddhist monk.
He was a Buddhist monk.
Yeah,
Now he's not.
yeah, Nick Rebush. But when he was a kid and going to college in Australia, he played in a jazz band with some famous Australian jazz. He plays a pretty damn good piano,
Yeah.
and he can be.
Excellent. He's up at the Commons.
That's right. Well, he can be seen here on occasion.
Yeah.
Indeed, and at the Commons and over in Concord,
That's right.
he's quite good. Nick Rebush. And Wendy also teaches yoga. She runs a yoga operation here, and but she's also a pretty good jazz singer
No,
and not a bad dancer, if the truth be known. So I consider her one of our characters of Lincoln. We're loaded with characters.
I know. That's
And
she
she-
just fits in.
I sang for my 50th birthday, which I held the party here at Bemis Hall. And then my husband's band played, the New Orleans Jazz Band. And I decided I was going to sing a song for my birthday. So I learned Red Hot Mama,
Yeah,
because it's my 50th birthday, right?
The other also,
and Women Be Wise.
That's right. So, and then I have one other song, I've Got What It Takes. But they're the only 2 songs I know. So they've asked me to learn more, but I haven't yet.
Good. Well, you have many careers. Keep them rolling.
Any more questions?
Thanks and farewell from Claire.
Well, I don't need to say thanks and farewell. They can stay forever and have more coffee and enjoy conversations. And if any of you want to tell a story or ask a question, you certainly may.
All right, how about a round of applause for our company today?